Hello and welcome to the second video in this short series all about the new 2024 5E rule set. So in this one, let's have a look at creating a character. We'll look at the character wizard in a later video, but let's just create a character using the normal drag and drop method. So we've only got the player's handbook open at the moment, so we'll just use that as our resource. And we have set our option down here to the base version, the 2024 version. So that means that we will be creating a character with the new rule set. So the procedure is pretty much the same as before. We go to characters and then click on the green plus icon and we'll get a new blank character sheet. Now, the first thing I would suggest that you do is to add in your ability scores because you'll be getting ability scores added in from other things when we drag stuff in. So it's easier to create your ability scores first and then have those things added in rather than trying to figure out what your ability scores would be with the additions already there. So we're going to create a fighter. So we're just going to use the standard array. So we're going to give him 15 strength, being his highest attribute, and we'll give him 14 con. Now, be a fighter, so he's not going to have much use for dex apart from initiative. So we'll give him 13 initiative. We'll give him 12 for wisdom, since that's the most common saving throw, and or at least of the intellect ones, and we'll give him 8 in charisma. So now that we've got our ability scores, we can start building out the character. So it doesn't really matter which way you do this, but we'll have a look at the class first. So we're going to create a fighter, as I say. So if we click on that, and this will tell you what we're going to get as a fighter. So it tells us what our primary abilities are. So it'll either be strength or dexterity. Tells us how much hit points we get, what our saving throw proficiencies are. It gives us a choice of various skills. Tells us what our weapon and armor proficiencies are, and it gives us some details about our starting equipment. So all we need to do is to find fighter in this list and then just drag the fighter and drop it into the class and level. And Fantasy Grounds will pop up the proficiency choices that we can make, and we need to choose 2 of these, which is telling us here. So this is just repeated here. So let's pick acrobatics and survival for fun. And once we've picked 2, we'll get the tick box and we just click OK. And we then go on to the next selection. But if we just have a look at the skills, there are 2 skills that we've picked as already showing up as proficient, survival and acrobatics. So our next feat or our next choice here is a feat. Now these are various choices that you can get as a fighter at your first level. And if we wanted to know a bit more about what each of these were, we just click on these links here and it'll tell you exactly what it is that each of these do. So let's just click Great Weapon Fighting, and once we've made our choice, we'll get the tick box. We can change this, obviously, if we wanted to. It'll only allow you to take 1. But we'll stick with Great Weapon Fighting and we'll click OK. I will see that in the chat it's telling us all the things that has been added. So if we're in the skills tab, we saw that the skills have already been added in there. If we go to our abilities tab, we see that our Great Weapon Fighting feat has been added in. We can also see that we've got some features like Weapon Mastery and Second Wind. Our proficiencies have been filled into the proficiency section. And if we pop over to the Actions tab, we can see that we've got our Weapon Mastery. And we've got our Second Wind ability in here, which tells us that we've got various things that we can do. Now the weapon mastery, this is a new thing in the 2024 rule set. If we click on that, it tells us what we have, or what kind of things that we have with our weapons, and what we can do with them. And if we take a quick look at the items and go to weapons, if we just pick up the hand axe, for example, we can see down here that there's a new box. And if we have mastery in this particular weapon, then we get the Vex ability, and we can find out what all of that is if we go to the player's handbook and go to the book, and then scroll all the way down to the rules here, and scroll down some more, and we should be able to find weapon mastery or mastery somewhere in this. I thought it actually gave you what these were, but it doesn't. So they are somewhere else. So if we quickly go to weapons here and into the properties here and scroll down a bit more, keep drawing down, and here we have the mastery properties at long last. And I keep scrolling down, and it shows you that when you hit a creature with a weapon, deal damage, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature. So these are extra things which are added into each weapon type, and each weapon has got a different mastery option. Okay, let's close some of this out and get back to our character. So we've filled in our class, so we can now think about our background. So let's open up background, and let's choose a guard for our background. We'll just drag and drop that in. And now we've got another choice here. We can either select to increase one ability score by a +2 and then another one by a +1, or we can increase 3 abilities by +1. Now we can see the top box here that the choice we have, or the abilities that we can adjust, are strength, intelligence, and wisdom. So if we chose add 3 ability scores by +1, then 1 point will get added to strength, intelligence, and wisdom. And if we choose this one here, then it'll give us the choice of whether or not we want to add 1 point to one of these scores. So let's add the +2 to strength, since that's our main attribute. And then we click OK, and then it'll take strength out of the picture, and we can then add 1 to another ability score of our choice. So let's make it wisdom, and click OK. And now we get to, I should have actually opened this up to show you what you get here. So we have a skill proficiency with stealth and survival, that's automatic. We also have a tool proficiency with cartographer's tools, and then we've got this choice here as to, I've opened up the wrong one, haven't I? That's a guide. We want a guard. Yeah, so tool proficiency, choose one kind of gaming dice. So this is why we're getting this choice here. So let's pick that one. I will see that athletics and perception, we get that automatically. So athletics and perception are now in our skills. Those have been popped in. We also automatically get the alert feat. So if we go to our abilities tab, we see that we have the alert feat. If we open that up, it shows you that your initiative, when you roll initiative, you add your proficiency bonus to the roll. If we click back to the main tab here, we've got our initiative is 3. So that's calculated by our +1 for our dexterity score of 13, plus the 2 points from our proficiency. So therefore our initiative is 3. So that's automatically being updated. And we've got a second part of the alert thing, which is an initiative swap thing, which will happen in combat. So back to here, we can see that our great weapon fighting and all that kind of thing, we mentioned that as well. And in our actions tab, we've got our alert feat has been added in for us as well, just as a reminder that we have this ability. Okay, we go back to our main tab now, and then we have our species to select. So open up species, and let's select human. And we're just simply again going to drag and drop our human into the character sheet. We have a choice if we open up the human thing here. Go to the other tab. So we can see that we've got a choice of whether or not we're medium or small. Choose this when you're selecting. So we decide whether or not we're going to be a medium human or a small human. So let's pick medium. OK that. We now get to choose a proficiency option, and I believe that's from the resource. No, it's from the skillful. Yes, you gain proficiency in one skill of your choice. So we've got another skill to pick here. So we can move this to the side and have a look at our skills. Now you'll notice that the choice here has already removed any that we already are proficient in. So acrobatics, athletics, perception are not in this list. So that means that we can choose something that we haven't already picked from our class or our background. So let's pick, I don't know, let's pick Arcana for fun. I will click that OK. And now we get to select a feat. And this is from our versatile trait here. We gain an origin feat of your choice. And so the origin feats, if we go to feats, we can now, scroll down here, we can see all the origin feats they're giving here as well. And let's pick the skilled one just for fun. When we click on that and click OK, it now says choose 3 proficiency options from the list below. And this is what the skilled feat does. It allows you to choose 3 skills that you're not already proficient in and make them proficient. And again, we can see from the list here that the skills that we've already selected to be proficient in are not on this list. So let's pick animal handling and history and insight for fun and click that. And so we now have a character which has lots and lots of skills, which is not really what you would expect with a fighter, but there you go. That's how we've created it. If we go back to the actions tab now, or sorry, the inventory tab, we see that there's nothing in the inventory because nothing gets in there automatically. If we click on here and go back to our fighter so that we've got that up, we can see that we've got a choice of starting equipment, A, B, or C. So let's choose A here. So we want to get some items into the inventory. So let's get the items here, and we're going to want to have chainmail. So let's just type that in and drag that in. And you'll notice that we've got a little symbol here. If we mouse over it, it shows equipped. And that means that we've equipped our armor. We can click on this cog icon here. It shows you that we're getting our +6 from the armor. We're not getting any dex bonus from the armor, so our AC, as we can see here, is 16. So that's automatically being updated. I should also point out that things like your hit points and speed and all that kind of thing have already been added in, just like it used to be in the original 5e rule set. Your save proficiencies as well are also added in automatically. Anyway, back to the inventory, and the next thing we want is a greatsword. So let's just search for that and find a greatsword and drag that in, and again that automatically gets equipped If we go to our Actions tab, we see that our greatsword is in here. Now, it does not default to proficient, so we need to make sure that when we equip a weapon that we tell Fantasy Grounds that we are actually proficient in this weapon. So we click on the star here, it lights up, and we now have a +5 instead of a +3 to hit. We can also tell Fantasy Grounds that we're going to be using this in two hands, since this is a greatsword, it's a two-handed weapon, and that just tidies that up nicely. We have also got flails and javelins, which I won't bother about, but we also have the Dungeoneer's pack, so let's search for that. And when we go back into our inventory and select that and drag that in, then everything in the pack is automatically added to our inventory. So we can open this up and we can see that we get a backpack and caltrops and oil and rations, rope, etc. And all that has been added into our inventory. And the last thing we need to do is we also get 4 whole gold pieces, so we can add that in there as well. So really, that's our fighter. We need to name him, obviously, and we can give him a portrait. In the usual way, by clicking on here, we can give them a camera token, and we can also give them a token as well in the usual way, just by clicking on these boxes. It'll open up the appropriate assets folder, and you can do a search or whatever to find the right asset for the character. This is only available, of course, for the DM. Apart from portraits, players can actually use portraits, but the players won't be able to allocate a token or a camera token. That has to be the DM that does that. Okay, I think that pretty much covers everything that you need to know about the creating a class or creating a character with drag and drop. You'll notice, by the way, that down here now this has changed. I think actually this is in the current rule set, and it has changed. But you no longer have two different sort of modes here. You've either you just got a single mode, and it switches between combat, standard, and preparation. So you can change your preparation thing. Your combat is where you want to be most of the time, and the standard is for when you're pretty much creating stuff yourself. But you'll want to be in combat most of the time, and then you'll have all your little icons here to do whatever is always there, and then of course you can click on these cog icons to open that up to see what actually it all does. Right, okay, so that's creating a character using drag and drop, and in the next video we'll have a look at the character wizard. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.